Have you ever really stopped to think about the incredible gymnastics your mouth performs just to say a single word? It's kind of amazing. Today, we're going to go on a guided tour of the very landscape that creates language, exploring the secret map your brain uses every single day without you even knowing it.
I mean, it seems almost magical, right? We've got this one piece of equipment, our mouth, and yet somehow we can produce this huge varied range of sounds that make up human language. How is that even possible? Well, the secret isn't magic. It's all about geography.
So, the key idea we're going to be exploring is something called the place of articulation. You can just think of it like a topographical map of your mouth. Every single sound you make has a specific location, a point where your tongue, your lips, or even your vocal cords create a kind of landmark that shapes the air into speech.
So here's our game plan for today. We'll start with the blueprint of how this all works. Then, we'll begin our journey right at the front, with the lips and teeth. After that, we'll venture a little deeper to the roof of the mouth. And finally, we'll hit our last stop way back in the throat.
Okay, so we're about to decode a system that you use, thousands of times a day without even a second thought. This map is basically hardwired into your brain, and hopefully by the end of this, you'll be able to see it too. All right, let's start our tour right at the entrance with the parts of your mouth you can actually see in the mirror. You can think of these as the first gatekeepers of sound.
And our very first stop is for sounds called bilabials. The name itself gives you a huge clue, right? Bi means two, and labial means lips, two lips.
So what happens here is really simple. Both of your lips come together to briefly stop or shape the air. This gives us some of the very first sounds that babies learn to make. You'll see these funny symbols like P, B, and M. Those just represent the sounds themselves. And for every single one of them, your lips have to touch.
Go ahead, say it out loud. Pen. Feel that little puff of air as your lips press together and then just pop open? That's a bilabial sound in action. It's literally impossible to say that word without your lips touching. Try it.
Okay, let's just move a tiny bit. For our next stop, we're not using two lips anymore. Now we're using one lip and the teeth. Welcome to the labiodentals. You guessed it, labio for lip, dental for teeth.
Notice what's happening here. Your lower lip gently comes up to meet your upper teeth, and that creates this really narrow channel for air to kind of hiss through. That friction is what gives us the th and v sounds. They're made in the exact same spot. The only difference is that for v, you're vibrating your vocal cords.
Okay, try this one. Fan. Feel that? Your bottom lip is just resting right against your top teeth, and the air is pushing through. It's a totally different feeling from the word pen, isn't it?
So our last stop in this front area is a pretty unique one. We're not using lips against lips or lips against teeth. No, for this one, the tongue goes between the teeth. These are the interdentals.
This move is what creates that classic th sound in English, in words like think and this. Here, the very tip of your tongue just bravely pokes out between your upper and lower teeth. That specific placement is what defines the entire sound.
All right, our tour is now moving deeper inside. We're going to pull the tongue back from between the teeth and start exploring the big, complex landscape that is the roof of your mouth.
Go ahead and run your tongue right behind your top front teeth. Feel that bumpy, hard ridge? That spot is called the alveolar ridge, and believe it or not, it is the busiest place of articulation in English. So many of our most common sounds, like T, D, and S, are made right here by just tapping or pressing the tongue against that spot.
Now, this is where you can really see how incredibly precise speech is. A tiny shift, I'm talking a few millimeters in where you put your tongue, can create a totally new sound. For example, if you move your tongue from that alveolar ridge just a little bit back, you go from making a s sound to a sh sound.
And that sh sound brings us to our next stop, the post-alveolars. These are sounds made just past that alveolar ridge. This is where you find the sounds in words like ship, chair, and job. Your tongue is just a little bit higher and a little further back.
Try this. Say the word job. Now say the word dog. Can you feel the difference? For dog, the very tip of your tongue taps that ridge. But for job, it's more of the flat part of your tongue, and it's positioned just a bit further back.
Okay, keep moving backward with me. We're now at the hard palate. That's the bony, dome-shaped roof of your mouth. It's not as busy as the alveolar ridge, but it's absolutely crucial for the J sound, like in the word yes.
Feel how the front of your tongue kind of arches up to get really close to the palate? It's channeling the air right through that narrow space.
And for our final section, we are heading all the way to the back of the oral cavity, to the deepest sources of our sounds.
Way, way in the back, that hard palate gives way to a soft, fleshy area. That's called the velum or the soft palate. When the back of your tongue rises up to touch the velum, you produce what are called velar sounds. Think of the sounds in cat and go. The action is happening all the way in the back of your mouth. Our final stop on the tour is the most fundamental of all, the glottis. Now, this isn't really a place in your mouth at all. It's the space between your vocal cords in your throat. The H sound in hat is really just air rushing through an open glottis. And you know that little catch in your throat in the middle of uh-oh? That is a glottal stop. And that is a wrap on our tour. From the very front of your lips to the back of your throat, we've just visited 8 distinct places of articulation. Every single one of them works together in perfect harmony to give you the incredible power of speech.